Good morning. I would like to welcome our 8th graders to the stage. Students, you may be seated. Guests as well. And if you are seated and you are comfortable, students and guests, you may remove your masks. You're also welcome to leave your mask on, whatever has you most comfortable. I'll also commend you for your walk-in on this windy morning. Nicely done finding your seats. Good morning and welcome, family, friends, and faculty who are joining us this morning to honor the class of 2025. I would like to welcome you to campus and say how wonderful it is to see you. For some of you, I haven't seen you since last March. Welcome. I also want to begin this morning by recognizing that being here today is not the same for everyone. This past year has been challenging and has impacted everyone in our community differently. So while we're here to celebrate all of you and your perseverance, dedication, and compassion, I want to acknowledge that for some, the celebration is bittersweet. Almost 3 years ago, I moved to Salt Lake City, and I joined the middle school, the same time that most of you did. You are the first class to go through all 3 years with me as the middle school principal. For that, you're always going to hold a special place in my heart. When I reflect on your middle school experience, there were many academic achievements and highlights. However, that's not what I'm going to remember most about you. Rather, it's your collective spirit. You were dealt a challenging hand this past year. And rather than using it as an excuse, you seized the opportunity and rose to the challenge. You leaned on each other. You supported one another, and you found ways to laugh and have fun. Your energy filled the halls, lifting all of us. You were role models for the 6th and 7th graders in terms of academic and community excellence. for your leadership, your positivity, perseverance, strength of character. I find myself humbled to be able to say that I was your middle school principal for 3 years. Witnessing your success firsthand has shown me what you are made of, and for that, I say thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't thank your parents. They were your first teachers, and their commitment to your education in Rowland Hall helped you to succeed this year. They are amongst your greatest supporters. And my middle school team, the faculty and staff who have directly impacted each and every one of you here today. You created an amazing learning opportunity that challenged and supported all students. And you did it with a smile, even on the days when you wanted to cry. You are amazing. You are magical. Please, a round of applause for our teachers. This morning we have recognitions, speeches, and a musical performance ahead of us this morning. So without further ado, let's get this program started. It is my pleasure and honor to invite our head of school, Mick G., and our associate head of school and proud 8th grade parent this morning, Jennifer Blake, to the stage to present our faculty awards.
Morning, everyone. It is fantastic to see you all on campus for the first time. It's great to see you. We've got nice weather for it as well. I was here Saturday for my own daughter's graduation, and it's just great to have you back on campus. So I just want to welcome you. Make sure you enjoy the day here. Stay as long as you like. I am here to present an award, but I first want to add my congratulations to the 8th grade class. I said it on Saturday when I spoke to the seniors. I said, I don't give you advice because I don't take it. But I met with the entire 8th grade class this year in their advisory groups, and they gave me lots of advice on how to run the school better. Surprisingly vast amount of tips, actually. In those meetings, they proved to be a smart group, a funny group, but mostly a caring group. They care about the school. We talked about legacy, what you leave behind in middle school as you go on your way, and how we can improve it. And that's where I got the advice. So I want to thank them for that. They will be a great addition to our upper school. Let's give them one more round of applause. It does take an army, and Pam has been very good about thanking everyone. She's never going to do that for herself, but her and Charlotte and their team this year, Andrea in the office, Doug as well, have had an incredible challenge this year, and they've done it as Pam always does. I even look at her because I know there's a smile on her face all of the time, but they've shown tremendous leadership. Let's give those guys a round of applause too. And with that smile, I know that Pam is glaring at me because I wasn't supposed to speak. I'm here to present an award, and I will do what I'm supposed to do right now. Advice thing, right? I'm here to present the Sumner Family Faculty Award, which is given each year to an outstanding faculty member in each division who has demonstrated a love for teaching and excellence in their field. The award symbolizes the Sumner family's high regard for the faculty at Rowland Hall. This year's Sumner Award recipient is a highly respected and loved teacher within our middle school community. Full of energy and positivity, this teacher sets the bar high for themselves and their students in the classroom, on the basketball field and on the volleyball courts, and especially on the stage. Yes, I'm talking about none other than Sarah Yoon. She comes up, right? Oh, you're going to have to come up, sir. Yeah, there's no hiding. I'm sorry. Because I have to say more things about you. And you've just sat, yeah, that's the way it was. Whether showing up at one of advisees' homes if they fall behind with their schoolwork, or cooking with her students over Zoom, Sarah goes above and beyond in supporting her students. If she is not coaching one of her athletic teams, she is cheering them on the slopes or the sidelines. She regularly brings in guest performers to her orchestra class, and this year helped to organize a very successful and popular Zoom presentation for the 8th grade. And this is all outside of where she truly shines and makes magic happen. Sarah has single-handedly built an award-winning orchestra program at Rowland Hall. You will hear part of that in just a few minutes, and Sarah play as well later in this program. Sarah never says no to having her students perform. In fact, the first day of the middle school returning to all in-person learning, Sarah had an assembly straight away and asked her orchestra to play for the first time. That was the first time this year. This is one of many examples of the trust that she has in her students and that they have in her. Please join me congratulating this year's Sumner Award recipient, Sarah Yoon.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Blake, Associate Head of School, and I am up here today to give the Carrie Jones Faculty Mentor Award. The Carrie Jones Faculty Mentor Award is presented to a faculty member at Rowland Hall each year who demonstrates excellence in teaching, serves as a mentor to others, and contributes to the Rowland Hall community. Teaching excellence, mentoring others, and contributing to Rowland Hall. This is truly the middle school ethos. And in the spirit of collaboration and partnership, I am honored to recognize not one, but two recipients this year as a nod to their bend towards teamwork. These two define all of the values at Rowland Hall, but in particular these three: relationships matter, welcome everyone, and learn for life. These two teachers are a dynamic duo in the middle school, whether that is in their work with and support of students, or in their obvious love of learning and desire to take on new challenges. These two teachers have redefined and re-energized their grade level program, collaborating with a group of teachers that supports one another and works as a team. 8th graders, you have been fortunate to have been the recipients of these teachers' expertise for 2 years, and I hear these teachers in turn feel as if they have benefited from working with you twice in the past 2 years. In a year of Zoom and hybrid learning, they rose to the challenge of creating and implementing a new year-long grade-level integrated curricular experience. Yes, we are here to honor and thank Mary Jo Marker and Chelsea Vasquez. Will you please come up? I have a little more to read, so you'll have to stand here. Their English and American Studies curriculum was challenging and relevant, setting students up for success in the upper school, as well as giving students the skills to be creative, critical thinkers in all of their endeavors. As colleagues, they have contributed in myriad ways, participating in the school's Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee, leading a critical friends group, mentoring and coaching colleagues, covering classes, and helping to organize the events 8th graders have enjoyed this past week. In a year where time was a precious resource, they have given a great deal of it to meeting with upper school teachers to support the transition to 9th grade and to continue to strengthen our curricular alignment between the two divisions. Chelsea and Mary Jo may not love the spotlight, often being the ones behind the scenes to point out areas of growth or focus, but they deserve our thanks. I know at least one 8th grader who is not sure she will ever have teachers as good as these two or her other middle school teachers. As a colleague and as a parent, it gives me great pleasure to recognize this year's Carrie Jones Faculty Mentor awardees, Chelsea Vasquez and Mary Jo Marker. Thank you.
I'd like to call Sarah Yoon back up just for a quick photo.
We're keeping Sarah busy. Now we're going to hear from the middle school orchestra. So I want to welcome the middle school orchestra and Sarah back to the stage.
There is no shortage of talent with this 8th grade class. Another round of applause, please. We're fortunate to hear from 2 student speeches this morning. I would like to introduce the first, Tessa Bartlett.
August 31st, 2020 marked the first day our grade was on campus for 171 days. At first it was weird. We weren't used to all the COVID protocols, masks, social distancing, pool noodles to measure how far apart we were. It was different. It was bizarre. But seeing everyone made up for all of the strangeness. I was ecstatic to be back, and so was everyone else. When we arrived, we went straight into our advisory groups and started frantically greeting everyone. The morning was filled with an abundance of "how have you been?" as everyone rushed to talk to those who they hadn't seen. It was a morning filled with excitement. Fast forward to June 2020. Even though the majority of our grade has now been back on campus together for a while, seeing someone who was previously doing distance learning is still exciting. Even those people who I'm not as close with, I'm always thrilled to see. The definition of kindness is the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. One of the things that makes our grade unique is how well we embody kindness. I'm not saying we aren't sarcastic and a little too comfortable with each other. I'm saying we're extraordinary at being there for our best friends, and we're amazing at treating people we are more of acquaintances with kindness. For instance, in our grade, people excel at being willing to work with anyone without being rude or difficult about it. I think this is an important quality of our grade that allows us to be more inclusive and friendly. Another thing that makes our grade unique is our level of participation in everything. In almost every club, activity, and sport, there will be at least one 8th grader. Whether it's science club, math counts, debate, student council, publications, orchestra, band, dance, visual art, volleyball, soccer, basketball, lacrosse, or cross country, our grade will be there. We partake in everything. For instance, at our grade level movie night last week, tons of people showed up. Even though all of the grade specific activities we've done might not be unique to our grade, our memories of them and what happened during them are. In 6th grade, we started the year with going to the National Ability Center, hiking, rock climbing, paddleboarding, and rafting for our Wasatch adventures. We constructed hot air balloons from tissue paper, went to Liberty Park to test the water, and learned about Athens versus Sparta. In 7th grade, we went to the Tetons for a week. It was extremely enjoyable to spend time together, dorm together, and leave Salt Lake as a grade without any of our parents. Every evening, we did a team bonding activity. During one, we saw a moose. In the room that I was in, one night we played with glow sticks and did face masks, which was super fun. COVID began during our 7th grade year, and we transitioned to remote learning. I remember our last week on campus, we had a socially distanced assembly to tell us the news, and we had practice Zooms in all of our classes to prepare us for what to come. Then we began our distance learning. It started with just morning classes and confusion. After the 2 weeks we were supposed to be gone for had long passed, we started our new normal. We had more Zoom classes, and the word asynchronous became a fundamental part of school. This year, 8th grade has also been unique, with half of our years spent doing hybrid learning. At the beginning of this year, we got split into 2 cohorts, red and green. Only half of us could be on campus at a time, so half of our class would Zoom in. We also got split into mesh groups that we attended math, English, science, and history with. Overall, this year has been bizarre, but everyone's adjusted and made the best of it to turn it into an awesome year, all because we were kind to each other. Thank you so much to everyone. Teachers, administrators, coaches, staff, parents and caregivers, extended family, and my peers for making our middle school years extraordinary. Before I end, I want to offer an extra goodbye to everyone who's leaving. you will be missed, and I wish you the best moving forward. For all of those who are staying, I can't wait to see you next year. Have a great summer. Thank you.
The Middle School Faculty Award is presented at commencement to 2 8th grade students who have demonstrated loyalty and dedication to the spirit and ideals of Rowland Hall. This award is voted on by teachers at the end of the school year. This year, the award is going to 2 students, each of whom has shown incredible growth, development, and leadership throughout middle school. We have enjoyed seeing their passions emerge, their kindness and compassion continue. Congratulations to Evan Weinstein and Rebecca Miles. We're now ready for our second student speech. Ainsley Moore and Jojo Park, please come to the stage for your speech. Part of the journey is the end. So ready.
Hello everybody, I am Jojo Park.
And I am Ainsley Moore. For those of you who don't know me or don't know this about me, I'm a massive geek, and I have a mild obsession with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Tony Stark, or if that doesn't ring a bell, Iron Man, once said, "Part of the journey is the end." When Iron Man says this, the Avengers have just lost to Thanos, and half of the universe's population has ceased to exist. Tony knows that the end game is near and that in order to complete the mission, they must move towards the end while also reflecting on the things that have made them win and lose before. While our 8th grade class may not be trying to save the universe like the Avengers, we are trying to find our purpose and move towards our futures, and today is one of the checkpoints throughout our life experience. The past 3 years have had their ups and downs, but as they come to a close, I'm realizing that our grade is less like the little groups it was in 6th grade and more like our very own Avengers team or Rowland Hall family. Today, we want to thank and recognize our Rowland Hall community.
Whether you came to Rowland Hall in this whirlwind of a year or you have been a lifer, we have all been a family of winged lions, whether for a short period of time or for multiple birthdays. We are here today to recognize what makes Rowland Hall so special. The teachers who made it seem possible to learn while the world was shutting down around us, our friends who picked us up more times than we can count, and the families who gave us the opportunity to learn and grow at this school. Rowland Hall has taught me the tiny things, like if Miss Donnelly gets out in Foursquare, just ask if she needs to take a lap around the field to cool down. But it's also taught me the big things, like it's okay to make a mistake and to not be perfect, because that's what makes us human. The faculty and teachers at Rowland Hall will try their absolute hardest to show you that you make a difference in a world where difference is sometimes frowned upon.
In 6th grade, Miss Lawler created the best learning environment for me, starting in middle school. She created an amazing 6th grade experience and continues to make me smile when I pass her in the hall. As I moved into 7th grade, Miss Miller always helped me see that not all history is boring and helped me find my love for debate. I wanted to thank her for always being an engaging teacher, even when we were on Zoom at the end of the year.
Doug Brewer and I said you're awesome to each other over hundreds of times. I will never forget the support I felt from him through every up and down I endured, and the amount of affection and love he had towards teaching volleyball. Moving on into 8th grade, I will never forget Ms. Donnelly's love and passion for teaching students science, but more importantly, showing me the strength to adapt and be willing to live in the unknowns of this year. I will always have the memories of having tea parties with Miss Marker. We brought our mugs and she had the tea and cookies. She was one of the teachers that really wanted the best for her students, but more importantly, understood the challenges of this year.
A lesson I will always remember from Mr. Stern is to never talk about straight lines in front of a math teacher, because apparently all lines are straight. The last teacher we want to thank is Miss Vasquez. She has changed me as a reader and writer, and I know I will always remember the occasional expo marker flying in my direction or creative essay whenever I gave her a hard time. What helped JoJo and I get through this year was our classmates that have changed our lives in many different ways and made it seem possible to continue being ourselves during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are no words to narrate the amount of strength that our grade had by leaning on each other this year. We are always there for each other. Whoa. Whether it was the laughter and shouting going on while playing categories, or the memories and craziness of Just Dance in Miss Vasquez's room. For that and so much more, our grade has taught us what true friends are. The memories and friendships that occurred this year are something that JoJo and I never thought would happen. One thing that our grade came together through these past 3 months was a game called Foursquare. It was something that many of us look forward to every day, and I hope our grade continues to find creative and easy ways to come together.
Countless people always knew how to cheer us up. Through our laugh attacks, sarcasm, and Foursquare games, we have never had a grade that made us enjoy the fun in life as much as this grade. And finally, we appreciate the support we had from our fellow classmates, whether it was helping manage the stress of finding angles or getting through the confusion of what a reflexive verb was in Spanish. We were always in it together, and Ainsley and I couldn't have asked for a better 8th grade class. For the past 8 years, this school has been my home, and although I am leaving Rowland Hall, I will never forget the connections I have made with the teachers and faculty here. The memories that built up all of our different experiences at Rowland Hall will never leave us. So as we are all here today at the end of this part of our journey, remember the advisories, friendships, lunches, electives, sports, and classes that made up a part of who we have become. Wherever your life and your journey takes you, remember that we will always and forever be a family in the Winged Lion's Den. Thank you.
Our 8th grade advisors have played a pivotal role in supporting their advisees during this challenging year. And as such, it is only fitting that they are on stage as the much-awaited certificates are handed out. So in breaking from our usual tradition, I'm going to have the advisors call their advisees' names alphabetically versus doing it alphabetically by grade level. To begin, will Mr. Stern's advisory please stand?
Tessa Leahy Bartlett. Finley Bodine. Carter Chickus. Gemma Chiriello. Angus Hickman. Nina Martin. Ian Meller. Sophia Patricia Sandoval. In absentia, Brock Ivor Calder Smith. Neve Wallace. Teo Welton. Jack Zip.
Noah Alexander Bakazi. Merrick Davidson. Thea Dolores DeBellis. Liam Decker. Emma Lola Hare. Jack Andrew Hoffman. Sophia Sophia Hufeyu Liskovin. Anna Louis. Ainsley Elizabeth Moore. Andrew John Murphy. John James Obermark. Sylvia Ray Twahira. In absentia, Fletcher Wolf.
Samuel Allen Bateman. Henry Bryant Cunningham. Abigail Downs. Monica Fernandez. Aiden Shah Gandhi. Annie Lee Lutton. Kirsten Patricia Manolin. Rebecca Lynn Miles. Vivian Elizabeth Murphy. Chase Mackenzie Noteware. Jack Luca Ravoy. Karsten Frederick Schillinger. Mackenzie Blake White.
Dylan Bookhammer. John William D'Amico. Grant Downs. Henry Erickson. L. Evans. In absentia, Isaac Granger. Miles Krakovitz. Ashlyn Lieberman. Loke Osana Aoki. Olivia Prosper. Ben Schiffman. Tenzin Savukpa.
Rachel Bragg. G. Brown. Luke Dowdle. Eli Hatton. Frances Julia Annamarie Hodson. In absentia, James Hunt. Kendall Kanarowski. Kavitha Castry. Beatrice Sweet Martin. Jocelyn Park. Pia Piccoli. Agustina Salazar. Evan Weinstein.
Milo Titus Banks. Kaya Brixon. William James Chin. Eliana Alice DeBellis. Tessa Fonero. Owen Kyle. Elena Owens. Erica Morgan Prostoffer. Hassan Ali Rahim. Ellison Nahe Oke Kai Ramirez. Adara Shrestha. Jack Patrick Schwartz. Milo Thomas Thorne.
I present to you the 8th grade class, the class of 2025. I would like to now welcome our chaplain and another proud 8th grade Rowland Hall parent today, Jeremy Innes, our chaplain, to give a final blessing.
Congratulations, 8th grade graduates. As chaplain, it's my honor to offer you a blessing as you depart this stage of your commencement and stage of your education. And for you, I have this poem, an idea around the word famous, by Naomi Shihab Nye. She writes this: "The river is famous to the fish. The cat sleeping on the fence is famous to the birds watching him from the birdhouse. The tear is famous briefly to the cheek. The idea you carry close to your bosom is famous to your bosom. The boot is famous to the earth, more famous than the dress shoe, which is famous only to floors. The bent photograph is famous to the one who carries it, and not at all famous to the one who's pictured. I want to be famous to shuffling men and women who smile while crossing streets, to sticky children in grocery lines, famous as the one who smiled back. I want to be famous in the way a pulley is famous, or a buttonhole, not because it did anything spectacular, but because it never forgot what it could do." 8th grade class of 2021, my hope and charge to you is to be famous for the things that matter most. As Tessa reminded us, be famous for being kind, for being the one to smile and smile back, for seeing others' needs and responding with care, for treating people around you not as obstacles or conveniences, but as people. Be famous for asking the real questions in your classes and your studies, the questions that really stump you and lead you to deeper understanding. Questions that might be so important they seem dangerous to ask. Be famous for giving voice to them. Be famous for practicing your art, music, athletics with creativity and persistence. Be famous for contributing to a team, as Jojo and Ainsley reminded us of the importance of. Be famous not for the praise you receive, though praise is good, but for your daily passion. Be famous for your integrity, for living by your values and acting on the causes you care about. Be famous for saying yes with honesty, no with kindness, and meaning it. Be famous in ways that others might not even notice, for taking good care of yourself. Be famous for those things that matter the most. We have now come to the close of our commencement proceedings, and a few instructions for us all as we depart. In a little while, our lower school will have their commencement on this stage and in this space. And to give them the chance to set up, we will be meeting on the quad just on the other side of this chapel and library building. So here's some instructions for us. Reminders, 8th grade graduates, please don your masks now. Put them on in preparation for our recessional. And you will go to the top of the stairs. Remember to pick up your gift bag and then head to the quad. Families and friends, please wait at your seats until the students on stage have all exited the seating area, and then you may meet your graduate at that quad for photos and conversation. Now I think we are ready. Graduates of the Rowland Hall Middle School, please rise. You may now begin your recessional.